Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, first and foremost, huge thank you to MilitaryJane for sending through the rank 4 Storm Pyramid X footage. Now this is going to be a fairly brief showcase, however a quick reminder to every single one of you that if you do want to submit your own gameplay or just find the best way how to get in touch with me, if you do have any suggestions for the channel or things that you want to find out, click on the link that you will find in the video description. Evizone is by far the best way how to get in touch with me and do your own video submissions, because it does have data transfer software that has no limits, is very quick and free and easy to use, and is absolutely fantastic way to get in touch with me and to submit your own rank 4 videos. Speaking of, I look forward to all of your submissions and I can't wait to showcase some amazing rank 4 6-star gameplay. That being said, let's jump to Storm Pyramid X. Right, we do have fairly brief showcase. We have a couple of fights in Realm of Legends, and then we do have a path in, I believe it is 6-4 with destructive feedback. But you're definitely going to see some impressive numbers, which is something that I absolutely love. Now, Storm Pyramid X has been one of those champions that I always have kind of liked, similar to Spider-Gwen and a couple more champions, and I always have kind of wanted to rank up, but I have never pulled the trigger up until now. And definitely, I also myself find value in seeing, obviously, what a more amped up version of this champion can do. So here he did create, did make that Storm Pyramid X a horseman. And when you do make her a horseman, she does increase her damage output quite drastically, because she is one of the champions that have the specialized synergies with Apocalypse, which gives her extra prowess and extra prowess duration and all that other stuff. So here we're going to see a fairly decent, I want to say fairly decent level 3 to begin with. And then obviously past that point, she is going to enable both of her Tempests. For those of you who do not know, if you want to access both Tempest, Lightning and Ice Tempest, which obviously grant you different abilities on special attacks and basic hits and all different immunities, then you need to either be knocked down, which is not ideal. You need to either activate level 3, which is long, or you need to be at low health and high sig level. So getting to level 3 typically is kind of like the easier way, unless you want to play a very dangerous type. But here we go. He gets 8 prowess there, 15 there, and that's overkill of a special attack. We didn't even get to see the full damage of that special attack, because it crit for like 160k, and then the rest of the hits obviously don't really count. So let's see it against Captain Marvel. Again, the point of this fight here is not going to necessarily be to showcase the perfect gameplay. That is not something he's going to be overly concerned. It's more of a attempt to build up more prowess and get a bigger special attack. And you guys are going to see what I mean by that a bit later on in the fight. So again, the game plan is fairly simple. Also, for those of you who do not know, Storm Pyramid X, similar to Gwenpool, has a chance to stun the opponent on every single one of your basic hits, depending on how many prowess she has active. And that is Lightning Tempest ability. Lightning Tempest is kind of like a damage Tempest, the one that you, for most part, will want to have enabled more often than not. A lot of people don't realize that your default Tempest is Ice Tempest, but level 2 is typically where you go for damage, and you do want to have Lightning Tempest active for that in order to be able to inflict extra shock, and also that stun on the basic combos obviously is quite helpful. So now here, I think he's gonna end up getting hit kind of on purpose a bit, just trying to get more prowess and also trying to charge up more prowess in general. Like here we can see that both Tempests are enabled because he got knocked down, and he's just charging more and more prowess. Now, the reason for that is obviously because this level 3 is going to be way overkill. That wasn't like some sort of scrub gameplay there. It was pretty much on purpose, just to try and get in as many prowess as possible, because this level 3 does slap. This level 3 does slap quite hard. You can see the damage on that level 3 is 272k. So that level 3 alone would have done like 50% of the damage that this Captain Marvel has. Right, now let's get to the Act 6 footage. And again, this is going to be a relatively brief showcase. I only have about 10-12 minutes of gameplay here. So ideally, I do hope that I get some more of this submitted, and I do get to showcase some more Storm Pyramid X, because she is an exciting champion to watch, whether you like it or not, whether you love her or not. Who doesn't love those crazy level 2s, especially because there's quite a big damage difference pending your crits. But in general, also that whole process of charging up the prowesses and building up, I don't know. I do find her to be quite an exciting champion, at least personally. Now, here was one of the other cool utilities that she has, is whenever her parry stun does get purified, then she replaces that with a longer passive stun, which obviously can be extremely helpful. Now, we do have Apocalypse that basically prevents purification, and we do have Bishop that does have something similar. But Storm Pyramid X is still, you know, a very solid option for plenty of fights where that can definitely come into play and help you out immensely. Destructive feedback, on the other hand, is something a lot of people hate, and you need to be very careful. So he's going to go for level, well, obviously he has built up to level 3 already. He has plenty of prowess active. And this level 3 is almost going to finish out the fight. Now, that being said, again, it is important to keep in mind that destructive feedback does not absorb the damage from level 3s. And we're going to see that mistake later on in this video. When the yellow shield is up, you are safe to do as much damage as you want to the opponent as long as they don't touch you. And, you know, none of it's going to disappear. It's all of that damage still going to get inflicted to the opponent, except for level 3. So if you do use a champion or you do plan on dropping a level 3 on opponent, you do need to make sure that that yellow shield is not active, because level 3 damage is basically going to be wasted. We're going to see that in the next fight. I just wanted to kind of, you know, take my time explaining that. That being said, and I know a lot of people do struggle with destructive feedback, and honestly, the easiest and the best way to play around the destructive feedback, especially if you want to be on the safe side, is just stay away from opponents when they have the yellow shield active. Just don't hit them at all. Just, you know, parry them, that's it. Parry them and wait it out. And that's the easiest way. If you start hitting them, then you can't parry anymore, and then, you know, you're already in danger zone. Now, obviously, hitting that block and kind of procrastinating is also a possibility and quite helpful. But the easiest way, the safest way, is, you know, genuinely just stay away when that yellow shield is active, and there's going to be no issues. You can parry them as long as you do not hit them. And here we are. Here we're going to see that level 3 that, unfortunately, I will never know how much damage that level 3 did. That is also one of the tragedies here in this fight. It's going to be that lost level 3 damage, because it has to be quite a bit. It will have to be quite a bit, because she does have several prowesses built. Here we can see 5 prowesses. He's building up more prowess, right? He's doing all this impressive work. There's 16 prowess basically active, 15 prowess here active, and 18 prowess. It's like 20 prowess. This would have been the biggest level 3. This would have been the biggest level 3, but none of it works. None of it happens because destructive feedback shield is active, and we can see that, you know, it does nothing. It does nothing. So unfortunately, yeah, level 3s do not kind of count towards the damage total on destructive feedback, which is kind of unfortunate. But there will be a redemption. There will be a redemption to that, because you're gonna see a very, very, very nice level 2. So again, you are safe. He's safe to parry here because he didn't inflict any damage to that invisible woman prior. Now here he unpauses the invisibility, and he's about to drop that level 2 here in a second. He just wants to charge up that heavy attack to get some more prowess. Fortunately, there's the invisibility. So again, you kind of need to work around all of these timers. With Invisible Woman, it's definitely a fairly finicky fight, because you need to take into consideration the shield, the invisibility, the destructive feedback, but the fight is over, because that one level 2 absolutely nukes down that Invisible Woman. There was nothing of her left over. And now we're going to have Massacre. Now, Massacre should be more or less straightforward fight. There's nothing too much to worry about in terms of Massacre. Level 1 can be easily outranged, and, you know, there's no way no to block, so this is going to be more straightforward fight. Again, start in the Lightning Tempest, just because Lightning Tempest is the one that's more aggressive, the one that can let you kind of chain stun opponents a bit now and then, and is also improving your level 2 damage. Again, kind of like a brief rundown on Storm Pyramid X. The level 1 is associated with Cold, and therefore level 1 is more potent with the Ice Tempest, and level 2 is more potent with the Lightning Tempest. Obviously, in ideal conditions, you can have them both active, in which case you can benefit from both. But But let's see the damage here, because you know 18 prowess is active, more than 18. That was like, and that was 137k crit to finish off that fight. An absolute nuke. 29 hits, like 39 seconds this entire fight. Basically just build up to level 2 and be done with it. And that is what you like to see. That is what I like to see at the very least. An absolute nukedom. Just go and drop that level 2 and happy days. Just go and drop that level 2 and happy days. Right, now Dr. Voodoo again, fairly straightforward opponent. I do think, is this? No, I think there's going to be one more fight again after this Dr. Voodoo. Now, one thing that I personally always get irritated when I use Dr. Voodoo, but it's quite helpful in this condition, is that level 1 animation is just incredibly long. I personally really don't like that aspect of Dr. Voodoo. I know it's a finicky kind of thing, but I do think that level 1 animation is just too long with no hits happening. I have had many times where I have had some sort of negative implications because that level animation seems to hold that, I don't know, magic on the floor forever and not activate it. But as I was bumbling here, 334k damage immediately. So that was a quite good nuke there. So again, that level 2. Here we have 15 prowess, 19 prowess, 1 level 2. Obviously, we do not see the exact damage numbers there. But as soon as destructive feedback finishes, 334k damage done. Right, where was I? Back to pooping on Dr. Voodoo. I really find it troublesome with his level 1. I remember using Dr. Voodoo in earlier kind of quests and stuff like that when Bane was a bigger deal and taking a lot of unnecessary Bane damage, for instance, just because that level 1 takes forever to actually connect that second hit. And plenty of things like that. Whenever there is a timer involved, I get annoyed with Dr. Voodoo's level 1. Either way, back to the fight against Daredevil here. Obviously, you do kind of need to be careful if you're going to use your level 2, because Daredevil can evade projectiles, so you have to connect the first hit, which can at times be a bit troublesome when you charge your heavy attack, because then opponent can dash back. So it is something to note if you are fighting against Daredevil. You really do want to connect your first hit of that special. Right, so here we are, and he goes for level 2 with like 11 prowess active only. But here is the scary point, though, because at this point, if Daredevil as much as touches his block, you know, that will be instant death. However, instead, he drops another level 1, you know, with hardly any prowess, so we don't see exactly how little damage that level 1 did. It couldn't have been much because he only had, like, I think 1 prowess active or 2 prowess active there. But the total damage there was 359k, and 1 immediately dead Daredevil. Right, so that is it for today's showcase. And again, a quick reminder, if you do want to showcase your own gameplays and you have some interesting rank 4 6-star champions, then definitely click on the link in the video description or the pinned comment. You will have a direct chat created with me, and you will be able to get in touch with me directly, send through any files of any size extremely quickly, and yeah, reach out to me if you want. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will catch you guys later. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the